I think we're live. Hard to tell. Why did we do the test? Okay, there are people coming in saying things. Okay. What's up? Okay, so it's working. It's working. I don't know if it's working over on Twitch, but it's working here. Welcome to the We Want Picks family. Thank you. Thank you. Warm welcome. I was told that people were going to hate me because of it, but it didn't happen. Okay. Will Oscar make the pick? God, no. What do you think about Elikana sub round 1, round 2? Or a little sprinkle, I guess. I do like the Tafa side, though. If you watch a predictions video, I do like the Tafa, and you'll see why. Let me fix something here. And this is the test stream. This is getting everything kind of in order, so on Friday, shit runs smoothly. We hate everyone. We're fight fans. Nice, nice. What's up, Big Ugly? All right. What are we doing? Beard looking luscious? Definitely. The beard oil. Did you research the road to UFC cards? It's a work in progress. A work in progress. Been following you for a couple of years. Appreciate the work. Never seen you live. Yeah, it's not something I do, but it's something I will do. Did Oscar move to We Want Picks with you? Haven't heard him mentioned yet. They weren't willing to pony up the cash for Oscar. Definitely going to be tricky with the DFS for the regional shit going on. Bear with me, gang. I need to try to figure out how to... Are you based in Australia? Of course. Don't you hear the accent? This is strange. I always watch you on 1.5. What's the rush? Where are you going? Where's the fire? Is this a live stream where you're giving away FanDuel cards? No, it is not. This is the test stream so that I have all my ducks in a row when the Friday stream comes, and then I'm going to start giving out the cards. Shakur or Tiafimo Lopez? I feel like Tiafimo Lopez got a little bit more dog in him. But you tune in on Friday, you'll have a chance to win the cards. I think what I'm going to do are $25 gift cards. I think we'll give away like 5 each stream. Are you going to the fight? No. I think the viewing experience is probably better here at the crib. I have no idea how to start this on Twitch at all. I feel like an unk right now trying to figure this out. This is crazy. Normally with the tech, I'm all right. I do all this stuff myself. You think the NFL's rigged? I think officiating could play a big role in how games are decided, and I think they got a little bit too much power. But it's hard to change that. Are you on OBS? I am. Hold on. Mr. Gonzalez might have some information for us. I hit start streaming, and I got my stream key in there, and I thought it would just go to both, but it's not. You're a part of We Want Picks. That's dope. We Want Picks is a part of me, but yes, that is dope. I elevate the brand, and they know that. They know that. You didn't give predictions for the road to UFC fights. Could you go through them now since they are the preliminary fights? I don't know enough. I don't know enough about who's fighting. And I won't pretend to give you guys some picks just for the sake of giving you picks. So, nah, I'll talk about that on the Friday stream because we'll do a little bit more research in between now and then. Glad We Want Picks picked you up. I picked them up. Let's get this straight. No, I'm just kidding. No, I am grateful. Angelo and I talked about working together for like 3 years. I think in 2021 is when he first reached out. And we've kind of gone back and forth since. And I told him, like, oh, I'll just do my own thing. I'll do my own thing. And every couple of months he would check in, like, you want to do this? You want to do this? You want to do this? And now it just kind of felt like the right time. See, Nate knows what I'm talking about. That's my boy. That's my guy, Nathaniel. Izzy Pfeiffer. I didn't even know that. I don't like that at all. Is that supposed to be 5 rounds? I guess it would be. Israel Adesanya wouldn't be booked for anything less. He did ask me to go live when Jacob was away one of those times. I did it once, but the other time he's like, hey, I'm going live in like 10 minutes. Can you hop on? No, can't do that. Hold on, everybody shut the hell up. Lewis is giving me good information here. I'll put the key in again. Maybe it'll pop up. Okay. Tech. Lewis, do you stream? Is that how you know these things? Like the stream, you know how the algorithm works. That's right. Tallison via high elbow guillotine. Yo, somebody, I don't know if you guys look through the comments after you write them on the predictions videos, but somebody was like, Tai Tuivasa is going to win. He's like Mark Hunt on steroids. And I thought that was crazy, and I responded. I was like, I don't think you know who Tai Tuivasa is, do you? And a couple hours later, they were like, nah, I don't know who he is, but he looks pretty strong. Used to be back in the day. What were you grinding, Lewis? What games were you playing? All right, let's Stream Manager. Goodness gracious. Mostly for reaction videos. Mark Hunt, that's so crazy. Besides Hooker, Tuivasa. Yeah, we're going to make money off the Australians, except all the Australians. Cam Rouston's going to be a good bet, though. Rouston by knockout, I'd say. Dude, I don't know what I'm doing. It's stressing me out. I fancy myself a capable man, and I can't get this shit figured out. Hold on. Let me cook. My goat. No, you're the goat. You're the goat. And again, we're just trying to get everything together here, boys. Bear with me. Is everything moving pretty smoothly? Am I choppy at all? Sal killed round 1. I agree. Jamie Malarkey's got a chin only a mother could love. All clear. It's great. Nice. Lopez Lopez KO BSD sub Hoofy decision. I don't mind that. Hope you're doing well, brother. You as well, pimp. You as well. I'm really about to pass away if I can't figure out how the Twitch one works, though. And the reason why the Twitch, it might seem like I'm harping on it, but the reason why it's so important is because I can't do giveaways on YouTube. It's against their terms of service. So I have to do it on Twitch. So basically what we're going to do is talk for like an hour about DFS stuff and answer any questions you have, hang out. And then we're going to move to Twitch for the last like 5, 10, 15 minutes to do the giveaways where we're giving away the $25 gift cards to the sports books and DFS sites so that you can go and play. Lopez KO is crazy, but I like it. I don't think it's crazy. I don't think it's crazy at all. Can you send me the link? The link for what? Oh, for Twitch. Hold on. Yeah, I could do that in the chat in a minute. Hold on. I got Volk, but if Lopez wins, it's KO in my opinion. I feel like it has to be. I feel like Diego Lopez doesn't have the style that would beat Volkanovski over 5 rounds. He doesn't win those minutes like that. For Twitch. Yeah, I got you, boss. Guess I need to sign up for Twitch. At least it's free. Hmm. Yeah. Shakur? I don't really know. I'm not into the old boxing, if you will. Yeah, Tupac. I can get down with some of that. Miss me with the boxing, especially like the boxing at the highest level. I feel like boxing at the highest level, and this is gonna sound so dumb to some people, but I feel like boxing at the highest level is so boring to watch. It's so stupid. It was because they're so good. Like I can understand that's why, but not for me. Runner, boring as hell. I agree. Are you gonna host a live stream for UFC 325 or other events in the future? As of right now, I would say no. And the reason for that is because I don't watch fights the way a lot of people watch fights. Like I don't sit there for the entire event and just watch the fights unless I have people over at the house. But even then, if I have somebody over at the house, we're doing something while the fights are happening. Like we're playing a game, we're playing Monopoly, we're doing stuff, we're cooking, we're having fun. And if I'm watching it on my own, then I'm like cleaning up around the house or working on something else or playing a game or watching something, and then I'll watch the fights off to the side. It's just there's so much time in between the fights that I don't just sit there and watch it. So I feel like the viewing experience wouldn't be great because it would just be unnatural. I don't really sit there and watch. Kunith live in the flesh. I am live. I am in the flesh. Is there not a button on Twitch for you to just hit stream now? Hmm. Hmm. Tao is a beaten eaten guy. I don't know what that means. Gonna suck making a card with all the regional fighters that nobody knows. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And then half of them don't get into the UFC anyway. My guy Scott Williams in the chat. Scott Williams been around for a minute. A minute. Where in the? Mm. I need to waste some water. I need to ask ChatGPT. Sorry. I'll reimburse y'all for the water. Kunith with the Sprite, dude. I'm like 60% diet Sprite. Okay. Settings. Settings. No. Hold on, hold on. When's the studio coming? The studio's coming in time. I realize I read the first half of that message and not the second half. There's 39 people here. Goodness gracious. I thought there'd be like 10 as I'm fumbling through this stuff, but it's cool that you're here. What do you think about the Ija fight? Some think it's an easy win for Ija, and some think it's competitive. I don't know. I think Khan Offley's kind of trash. I think Ishan's a little underrated. I really like the wrestling from Ishan, and I think he can get on top. I think he's just going to do what Khan Offley wants to do better than he can do it. Beating him at his own game, if you will. Dude, this is monumental. Yeah, no, it's a historic moment. I gotcha. I agree. I could see that. Are you going live on Friday too? Yes. So I'm going live on Friday. No makeup today? What do you mean? What does that mean? No, I am going live on Friday, and that's going to be for the DFS stuff, and it's also going to be for the giveaway. The giveaway is only going to be on Twitch, but Johnson told a Sharp better he plans to win the fight, and that led to $100 million being wagered on Johnson. Ain't no way there was $100 million being wagered. Especially if you're talking about Charles Johnson. Check your text, my boy. Who's texting me? Texting where? I don't even know where my phone is. Love your channel and content, good stuff. Appreciate what you do. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your time. That Brian Dawkins jersey, though. Come on. Come on. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go look for my phone. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Oh my God. I'm not comically obese, as the internet would presume. It's showing UFC Vegas 37. Why did nobody in the chat? Why did none of you guys tell me that? Jesus. All right. It's on you. This blood is on your hands. Try not to steal anything while you're gone. I appreciate that. Try this. We're getting there. We're figuring this out. Eagles suck, go Cowboys. You don't even believe that anymore, do you? They were probably good in your heyday, though. I think about that sometimes. Like, I think about one day telling my children, like, oh, Jalen Hurts was was the best. How do I change the title? Man, this is something, isn't it? Love the breakdowns this year. Love hearing your deeper opinions. I've been getting a little deep this year so far, right? Will you ever do a video with Angelo and Jacob if the price is right? No, we will. We'll do more. New offensive coordinator for the Eagles. Pff, you gotta give me a call. I don't know who the new OC for the Eagles is going to be. They got to get it together, though. together. Why don't you do reviews, Kunith? On what? What kind of reviews we doing? I'm assuming you mean like review of the card that had just passed. I feel like nobody cares. I feel like it's kind of a waste. I don't think anybody's actually interested. And I could see why a couple people aren't joining in, because the thumbnail for this, the thumbnail is UFC Vegas 73 final picks. Can't have that. Participant mode, or people who subscribed. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. Please don't befriend fighters and start thinking Cody is beating Cam. Yeah. I'm nobody's friend. Except you guys. On fights, yeah, no. We do care. Maybe some. Rid of those. Man, can I really not change this? Can I not change this to something more interesting? We're getting there, gang. We're getting there. Thoughts on Islam versus Usman? Kamaru Usman should not be fighting for the belt. That's crazy talk. Thoughts on using AI for UFC fighter analysis and betting props? I'm not against it. Recaps are cool. I like Angelo's recaps. That's what's up. That's what's up. Title on YouTube is fixed. Yeah, I got that one. Got that one. OBS, you should... Hold on. I'm getting Oscars on me. Saw a thumbnail and thought I was tripping. Yeah. What if I just started losing my mind? I'm just breaking down stuff that happened 2 years ago. Like, I think Anthony Hernandez got it. What time are you live Friday? It's going to be after 6 p.m. because that's when everything gets finalized on the site. That's when all the tools are going to be out for DFS. Everything gets updated. The tools on really what the purpose of those is to talk DFS and to showcase all of the tools that are on WeWantPicks.com because it's pretty ridiculous. Lopez has the worst head movement I've ever seen. Debatable. It's not good, but I've seen worse. I've watched William Knight fight. Some of you are old enough to remember William Knight. Kunith, will you ever come to Los Angeles? Why, you want to fight? Kidding. No, I've never been. That's deep from where I am. I almost won a full card using Grok AI. That's what's up. Thoughts on Angelo versus Jacob We Want Picks fights? Angelo's got some size on him, don't he? Holy beard. It's weave. If you had one MMA fighter to interview, who would it be? Oh, man. I don't know. Angelo already beat Jacob. Well, there you go. Size matters. Thoughts on Paramount Plus? In Europe, we still pay £40, or is that pound or euros? Don't make fun of it. So nothing new. Seeing walkouts and corner was cool, but I hear US fans are fuming about the ads. The Paramount Plus stuff is cool because of the price, but I think the UI for ESPN Plus was better. Like, I like being able to see the stats of the fight as it happens. Also, picture-in-picture, I don't know what it's called on the phone, but where you're watching something and then you can slide up and now it's smaller and you can do other things on your phone. That's fire. I use that as often as I can for a bunch of different things. And on Paramount Plus, you're locked into looking at it just through their app, and that sucks, especially in between fights. Do you go to the same barbershop as CJ Vergara? Sheesh. Lopez wins. Volk versus Lopez 3. I think Alex is done at lightweight. Light heavyweight. Okay, I get you. I saw the correction. If you could fight any current fighter, what fight are you taking? I don't know. Salsa Boy has my number. You guys pay for fights? Jones. White Tyler Perry? Landman, Mayor of Kingstown, Tulsa King. Is Tulsa King the one with Sylvester Stallone where he's like way too cool for his age? Like I see clips where he's just beating people up. I can take Lewis in a fight, just wait till he gets tired. No, you can't. Can't. Yeah, if I go to settings and I click stream, it's locked. Can't do nothing. That's not working. What we're gonna do on the fly, we're gonna make a thumbnail. Predictions of who will main event the White House card. I hope the White House card never happens. But if it does happen, it'd have to be big. It'd have to be big. I don't think it would have to be 2 American fighters, though. I think you would have to have something like Tuporia and Makachev at like a catch weight of 165 or something. If you could interview one fighter, who would it be? Salsa Boy. I got back on my DK streak. I've been getting hammered since my first place months ago. How much did you win when you hit the first place? Ilya or Armin in a fight? Dude, Arman Tsarukyan's kind of a problem. Like I kind of put it off for a while, like not the respect, but just like, oh, who really cares? Who really wants to watch Arman Tsarukyan fight? That's why he never gets fights, because nobody really cares to watch. But the guy's a problem. I can see why people just don't want to fight him. Who wins, Angelo or Kunith in a death match? Not even close. Not even close. Probably a good week to go light on DFS. Yeah, unless you're talking like prize picks or underdog. I will say, and I didn't have a hand in this, but the both slips that were on WeWantPicks.com last week for prize picks and underdogs both hit at pretty decent multipliers. So I would go talk to people who are hitting over 34K. Sheesh. Nice little hit, isn't it? All right, well, we at least got somewhere with the with YouTube, so that's cool. You think Patty fight is going to be against the winner of BSD versus Hooker? That guy's not fighting for a long time. BSD probably runs through Dan Hooker or takes little to no damage and looks for a quick turnaround. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tsarukyan versus Benoit Saint-Denis or Fiziev, Benoit Saint-Denis if he gets through Hoofy, but I think Paddy Pimblett's going to be out for a while. Did you see the picture of him today? I don't know if it's real or not, because I don't know if anything's real on the internet, but he was like, there's no chance the UFC lets Paddy fight either Max or Charles. Gets dogged either way. Most of my consistent wins are the smaller games, to be honest. Right when I think I know what I'm doing, I get hammered. Yeah, that's life. What's good? Nice Ruddy pick. Champ knew you would. I don't know what that means. I hope it's nice. Oh, Hoofy pick. Yeah, I agree. Why isn't Hoofy by decision lower odds? Absolutely astonished to see the profit currently seems free to me. Paddy's fighting Shannon Ross next. Hey. What did Paddy look like again? Got lumped up. Valiant effort from him, though. All right, let's go back. Back and 50 viewers, guys. I'm just a man. I dabble for props. I won 6K on Sandhagen versus Figgy card, 12 picks, significant strikes. Oof. You're playing with fire. Oh, the person who said what's good is Lorenzo Predicts. That's the Lorenzo Predicts, guys. That's not just some guy. That's the Lorenzo Predicts. You have to go find out what he's all about. I'm sorry, I brushed over that like it meant nothing. Why do you think Tafa can beat Elikana? People hyped Tafa so much last time and he was so disappointing. What makes you think it's any different this time? Because Billy Elikana sucks. That's why it's different. Gonna go light on UFC bets next couple of weeks so I can dump it all on the Seahawks. I feel like the Rams are going to be a much tougher game than the Patriots. I'm gonna be rich or lose my family. That's what you should strive for. I think the Seahawks win. I think they're a more complete unit. You think they should take a point right away for eye pokes going forward? No, I don't, but I do know how to fix it. I do know how to fix the sport when it comes to how you manage these transgressions. I don't think an eye poke should be an instant point loss. Because let's say we're fighting and I'm kicking the shit out of you, like I probably would, right? So let's say we're fighting and I'm killing you, right? And then I poke you in the eye. And you go, oh, it's terrible, it's terrible. Not terrible enough to stop fighting, but you're like, oh man, I need a couple of minutes, whatever, right? If I'm killing you in the round, a poke to the eye, especially something that is accidental, shouldn't cost you a point, right? Because it basically costs you the round. The same thing with like grabbing the fence, because it's a natural reaction. You're going to grab the fence, right? What they need to start doing is give the fighter their time to recover. And if they're not going to take a point, they need to do a positional reset. And the positional resets could be like out in the middle of the octagon, up against the fence where you're in a dominant position, or in top position, like you're in like their full guard on the mat. One of those three things, in the center of the cage, mind you, one of those three positions should be awarded when there's a really bad foul, in my opinion. I think that would make the most sense. Why the move to We Want Picks? Because they have awesome tools. Like Angelo's been asking me for 3 years now to go over there and join. And I was like, I'll kind of do my own thing. But running my own website was tough because I work all day and then I come and do this. So as far as timing goes and just the effort that it takes and figuring things out with the website, it's so much that it was just something that I couldn't sustain. And then Angelo asked me again a couple of months ago, and I said, I'll give it some time. I'll give it some thought. I gave it some time. I gave it some thought. And I poked around on their site, and the tools were fire, right? And I had some conversations about what I think they should do with the tools. And they made these adjustments even before I could say, like, hey, you should do this. So it was cool. It was cool to see all the stuff that they had. It's actually really helpful stuff. The value that you're getting for the $10, kind of absurd. Like behind closed doors, give you a peek behind the curtain. Angelo's annoyed that he kind of what's the word, like pigeonholed himself into that $10 and said like, I'll never change the $10. And he gets annoyed because he's always worried, or he's always told that he could charge more. So the stuff that they put on there, it's just crazy. So it fits. As long as I'm bringing value to you guys, I'm cool with promoting a product, and it's a product that I believe in. And last week, everybody on the site won. I kicked ass with my bets. You're going to find those again on the site. Tuco Tokos is worse than Billy Elicana. I don't know about that. Tuco Tokos didn't have any UFC win before that. Tuco Tokos was also like minus 500 to beat Ming Yang Zhang once upon a time. Like that guy's not that bad. Kunith Neater Wisdom. What's your most confident plus money prop? I don't know. The whole scoring system, where'd it go? Needs to be revamped. I agree. What's up with the audio? I've been told the audio is nice. Poke is best base for whatever. W? I don't know what that means. Time to combine light heavyweight and heavyweight into one division, or at least have something in the middle, right? Like why the jump from 205 to, I guess you could fight at 225 at heavyweight, but nobody would really do that. But if they had a super light heavyweight division where you're like 235 pounds on the number, I think that'd be pretty nice. Makes sense, but there's different levels of eye pokes and fouls. Yeah, there's some gray area there that would need to be figured out. I'm thinking Lopez, Elliott, Fiziev, Malkoun, Salkilled, and splitting Nakamura and Sasley on two $25 big game bets. Thank me later or blame me. Getting greedy, I'll tell you that right now. Top 10 pound for pound all time. 10 is a lot, but let's see what we can do. John Jones, GSP, Mighty Mouse, Amanda Nunes. I would say Fedor, probably DC. I would put DC in the mix. Anderson Silva, of course. Is it crazy to put Jose Aldo in the mix? I don't think it's crazy. I think Prime Aldo was a huge problem. We'll stop there. I know I'm forgetting somehow. We'll stop there. Kunith making moves out here, trying. Now they have Kunith, so they might actually succeed. They'll succeed. Been watching your picks videos for a while. Appreciate the content. I appreciate you appreciating the content. I miss your old studio. It's the same studio. I just flipped the desk around and took the stuff off the walls, but don't worry. We'll add to this. We'll make it a fun space again. Everything seems to be working. That's what I was told. Was in concurrence with all your picks, but I'm really liking the output of Raphael over Hoofy. Also, the body kicks are going to really add up. They can. I think body kicks can loom large. We saw that with the Benoit Saint-Denis Mauricio Hoofy fight. Benoit Saint-Denis couldn't miss to the body, and Hoofy was kind of shook up as soon as he started getting caught with those. Smash the like? Yeah, do that. I dare ya. I don't think you have the stones to do it, honestly. Kunith, I love your videos. I love your videos. Tell Oscar he's the real hero. Never paying Oscar a compliment. Are you out of your gourd? Where the hell is Oscar? Probably in his crate. Definitely not Habib. Yeah. Definitely Habib. Is Oscar real? Yes, Oscar is real. I agree with your picks 90%, but I'm sorry Kunith Volk will get his hand raised this weekend by decision. Quite possibly. That is what he does. What's your guess for White House main event? I don't know. I think it's either going to be with the lightweight belt on the line, because I think that's where you have the most star power, or they're going to make a new belt. I think making a new belt, maybe for like 165 pounds, would end up being the move. My Excel model had Raphael by sub. I might hop on We Want Picks. Yeah. What are you doing with that? Gotta say, I appreciate your breakdowns are short. We don't need 2-3 hour ones. We don't. We don't. I've always maintained the idea that effort is going to take me further with this kind of stuff, and I've kind of hated the idea of seeing guys flick on the camera and just ramble for an hour and a half about fights, especially when you watch some of these guys, because I don't consume predictions content throughout the week. I just don't. I used to, but over the last maybe like 2 years, it's just not something I've really wanted to do or had time for. But when I was watching it, I noticed that people would start making their point, and then they would just say the same thing like 3 times, just cycle through it. And my guess is that people prepare their videos with like, they either don't come in with any prep, or they have like a bulleted list of things that they want to say, and then they just try to make it up as they go along. I don't do that. Almost everything you guys hear in the predictions video is written on the screen in front of me. It takes a lot of time for me to do that. Yeah, the long 2-3 hour ones is ridiculous. I think people overrate fighters being boring. Islam had one boring fight and people freak out. Yeah, that's life, isn't it? Sorry, I don't want to miss any of the chats. Hold on. Let's go through. Where do you fall on AI and analytics and MMA, and do they weigh into your picks process? I think that it's pretty tough to use a lot of data to decide how the fights are going to go, since it's so chaotic, but I'm sure it has its place. Look at what Volk did to Max after the rematches, and Lopez got lucky against Silva. Lopez was beating the shit out of Jean Silva. But to your point, Volk has looked good in rematches, although I think the third fight with Max and Volkanovski was probably the closest of the bunch. If you're on the Fiziev side, it's a better live bet. Hoofy is all fast twitch. Got Hoofy winning, though. That's valid. I think people overrate. I read that one already. Not going to read your chat twice. You out of your mind? That's a good thought. New division. Hi. That's a nice man. Hi. How you doing? I'm glad to catch the live. Enjoy the channel. Keep up the great content. Just joined We Want Picks. I hope you did it through my link, sir. Thank you very much. Have you got your road to UFC picks yet? That's going to be for Friday, brother. How much time would you say goes into your fight study? This YouTube stuff, outside of what I'm doing right now, is probably like 15 hours a week. I've made 6,000 YouTube videos. Lives are so impactful and build community. Okay, I feel like you're going to sell me thumbnail art. Yo, bro, where can I contact you for some job? I have no job for you. Kunith, great record on fighters and method combos. Much respect. Islam is just that guy. Half the battle too long. Lorenzo That's guys. This is a big moment for me. That's the Lorenzo predicts. That's the Lorenzo predicts right there. I like that your videos are structured. Seems to be well thought out, and you do a very good job reading the scripts out loud. I can read. That's something I do all right. Where did you attend college? I attended college the University of Buffalo. To be honest, Unk, taking Diego round 1 KO. Okay, yeah, I need to throw the Unk in there, but we got it. Silva was piecing up Lopez before he got clipped. He was also lumped up like he was made of clay and thrown down a flight of stairs. So what do you think with welterweight, if they make a 165 belt? I think if they did make like a 165 belt, it would be like a one-time thing, like the White House card belt. Oh. No, sir. Second one was closed. Volk waxed. Okay. Thank you for that. I was misremembering. Where's your link in the description of the live? Let me put it in there. That's good thinking. You're a smart lad. I know for a fact that certain UFC fighters watch your breakdowns and take it to heart when you pick against them. Do you know that for a fact? Which ones? I'll let them know. I'm sorry. Kunith, what is your day job? I do a little this, a little that. Save the city from harm most of the time. I do thumbnails for. See, I knew you were gonna ask about the thumbnails. I could sniff you out from a mile deep. If this is a test, you get an A. Sheesh. He's a smart lad. Oh yeah. Joe Pfeiffer watches Kunith. That's funny. They've got their own show too, don't they? The Pfeiffer and Sean Brady. I've never seen it, but I know it's there. All right, link is in the description. Thank you for that. Favorite T-Pain song? Oh, there's so many. That's like asking me to choose between one of my kids. That's such a funny question. I actually coach a few. A few what? Whatever happened to Trevor Peak? I thought his fights were fun. Wanted to see more. I don't know. And he sells NFTs? Who? Who? How about that free patty real estate? Guys, don't watch Lorenzo Predicts. Don't. Just a bunch of rubbish over there. No, it was not free real estate at all. I was dead wrong. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Somebody gave money. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool thing we can start. How about everybody give some money right now? Just kidding. Sorry to see you lost your old place. Hopefully this gets you back on your feet. Love you, Drewski. Hold on. Oh no. So it's the same place. I just turned the desk around. Drewski. Crazy. Did my donation pop up? Yes. Unfortunately, it did. Take it back. Kunith is Batman saving the city. I'm vengeance. Peak is the worst fighter I've ever seen. Stop it. Stop it. You haven't been watching for long enough then, young man. Enzo, worst nightmare in chat? I don't know who that is. Kunith, do you have a fighting background or just love the sport? I just love the sport. I've done a little bit of this and that in the gym, but I just love the sport. It's nice. Sorry, I wanted to read that one quietly before I read it out loud because of the words that were in there. But somebody said it's nice that I have no idea what your political views are. You don't talk about fighters' personal lives. You keep it straight and narrow. Hey, that's what we do here. I coach a few guys in the UFC. Who do you coach, Scott? Where's Bernardo Sopai? I don't know. Might not be the worst, but I have seen AMMY guys better than Peak. I don't know what that means. AMI guys? What is a gym? About to go there in a few. I was going to wrap this up quickly, but we're having some fun. Or at least I'm having fun. I don't know if this is the thrilling thing for you guys, but this is cool. This is new for me. I feel like Bambi on ice, just getting the legs underneath me. Now is Mushroom 3266 the Philly mushroom guy that reaches out on Twitter? Why did Hoofy leave the Fighting Nerds? Because they all started fucking losing. I bet they're like, hey, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. We lost all aura that fast. This is nice talking to Drewski. Oh man, that's a thing now. All right, that's fine. All right. It's hard to make breakdowns and predictions with all the new fighters, don't have a lot of tape on them. That can be trying. That can be trying. You do your best to find what you can, and you let the chips fall where they may. But I think it's important though to be honest with the audience about that. Like I'm not gonna be like Kim Sang-woo, that's my boy. I've never seen Kim Sang-woo punch. You currently do not have an active live stream on YouTube. Did they shut it down? Is anybody still there? Did it stop? I don't know why I got that message. Kunith is my dad. You can't prove that. Oh, okay. Reconnected. It is Mushroom Philly. That's what's up. Sometimes I see, I'm not on Twitter as much lately, but sometimes I see, are you, I think you're the guy who posts the pictures of the food. You're eating meals. Sick of the barking? Yeah, way too much barking in the gym, I'd assume. Kunith is the best in the business. Anyone disagrees, I call bullshit's ass. Yeah, I would agree. Yes, I'm Mushroom Philly, the Mushroom Philly. I was in Philly for an Eagles game this season, and I went to a place you're probably familiar with, Chicky and Pete's. Threw down at Chicky and Pete's. Still here, chilling. Hey. Cheers with the Diet Sprite to you, my guy. I guess while you're here, because this will be important in the future, maybe not right now, but in the future, it'll be important. And by the future, I mean later this week when we're giving away some bread. I'm going to put in the chat the link to the Twitch, because you have to be following on Twitch to enter the giveaway, but we're going to be giving away $25 gift cards, I think 5 of them on Friday, so that you can play on like DraftKings, FanDuel. I think they have some other domestic books you could play on as well. You got my Seahawks this weekend. Is it this weekend or is it next weekend? Yeah, I think the Seahawks win. I think the Seahawks defense is better, more tested, higher level of competition. They just played, the Patriots just almost went life and death with Jarrett Stidham in at quarterback. So come on. What are we doing? Yeah, there's the link to Twitch. So if you want to join the giveaway later, you can do that. If Trevor Peak has no haters, I am dead. Are you going to stream live during the fights? Nah, probably not. I know the game isn't this weekend. I'm just messing with you. I'm sure you knew that. We all know you knew that. All right. Our momentum is, we've lost some steam. So I think ever starting a fantasy football channel? All right, hold on. I'll answer that, and then I think we're going to get out of here. Yes, absolutely. That was kind of the plan going into this. My girlfriend advised me against it because she said that the MMA and the football was going to be too much, and she was right. But I do think, you from Louisiana? No. But I do think that starting next season, I'll probably do stuff with NFL because I'll have a bit more time. And I know that We Want Picks plans on building out some tools for NFL, and their DFS tools are kind of unmatched. So if we can rival like those guys like at Ship It and Stochastic and stuff like that, then yeah, we're going to really get after it. Really get after it with the NFL stuff. I could talk that all day. I can't tell by the beard if you don't care, but please tell me how old you are. Just curious, you seem like a wise man. I'm 55 years old. Billy in trouble, Harbaugh. You miss me with that Harbaugh stuff. It's so funny. You could be an NFL coach and be widely considered ass at your job, and then you lose the job and another team's like, I have $20 million here for you, big man. No way you are 55. 55 next month. Rare Kunith stream. It won't be so rare moving forward. All right. Better than anything. Yeah. We've had since Coughlin. Yeah, I could agree with that. It's been rough. People were saying they wanted Brian Daboll hired as the OC for the Brian Daboll don't need to be nowhere near the team that I like. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. You know how the algorithm works. Mushroom Philly's doing my job for me. I appreciate that. Wow, your age as well, brother. That's what's up. New setup, did Oscar get fired? Oscar's not fired, but he is perpetually on thin ice. It is a new setup. I flipped the desk around in the room. You can have Dabes. Nah, I'm good. Dabes just wishes he could make out with his quarterback again, but he can't. He's like, let me in that blue tent. ripping his shirt off. Let me in that blue tent right now. I refuse to believe you're 55. You don't look a day over 30. I'll take that. How do you see with these guys? Go Hawks. Have a great week. Go Hawks. Hey, Seattle. Go Hawks. All right, boys. I'm going to get up out of here. This was cool. I just wanted to test it out and ended up having a bunch of people show up and having some fun. Yeah, I thought you were mid-30s at best. See, now when I pull the cat out of the bag and tell you I'm not even 30, now it's all slander. How do you see Malkoon doing with takedowns? Oh, he's taking them down whenever he wants. All right, I'm getting out of here. No more questions. You guys gotta get ready for bed. It's getting late. All right, boys. Have a good one. Bye.